Global developments and talking about Donald Trump and what his latest tariff slaps mean for the United States' economy and, of course, the US's largest commercial and trading partners. Now, US President Donald Trump just on Saturday ordered 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports and 10% on goods from China starting Tuesday onwards. All of this to address a national emergency over what he calls fentanyl and illegal aliens entering the United States. This has been corroborated by White House officials. We've got a complete report. Take a look for better understanding.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday ordered hefty new tariffs of 25% on goods from Mexico and Canada and 10% on imports from China, White House officials said. The tariffs are set to go into effect Tuesday. The move made by Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida threatens to ignite a trade war that could disrupt more than $2.1 trillion of annual trade. Trump is using the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to back the tariffs, which allow sweeping powers to address crises. There is a carve-out for Canadian energy products, which will face a 10% tariff rate. Trump set the February 1st deadline to press for strong action to halt the flow of the opiate fentanyl and precursor chemicals into the U.S. from China via Mexico and Canada, as well as to stop illegal immigrants crossing U.S. borders. A model gauging the economic impact of Trump's tariff plan from EY chief economist Greg Dacko suggests it would reduce U.S. growth by 1.5 percentage points this year and throw Canada and Mexico into recession. Dacko said the tariffs could usher in stagflation in the U.S. and trigger financial market volatility. Trump acknowledged that higher costs could be passed on to consumers and that his actions may cause short-term disruptions, but said he was not concerned about their impact on financial markets. The tariffs are expected to hit everything from avocados to electronics. Automakers would be particularly hard hit through tariffs on vehicles assembled in Canada and Mexico. Their vast regional supply chain, where components can cross borders several times before final assembly, would further exacerbate these costs. Canada has drawn up detailed targets for immediate retaliation, including duties on Florida orange juice, a source familiar with the plan said. While Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has also threatened retaliation. She said she would wait with a cool head for Trump's decision and was prepared to continue a border dialogue with him. China has been more circumspect, but vowed to defend its trade interests.
Now, when we're talking about retaliatory strikes and tariffs, take a look at this. The trade tensions between the United States and Mexico, they've certainly escalated after Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum ordered retaliatory tariffs in response to President Trump's sweeping new trade duties. Sheinbaum, in a post on X, emphasized that Mexico seeks cooperation, not confrontation, but vowed to defend national interests. She highlighted her government's crackdown on fentanyl trafficking, a key issue behind Trump's tariff move. Now, you've got economic uncertainty that looms over Mexico's marketplaces and Mexican businesses. Various business leaders warn that these tariffs could trigger an economic slowdown or even a recession. The U.S. is set to impose 25% duties on Mexican and Canadian imports. Starting Tuesday, we've got another 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. But with global markets on the edge and trade relations at stake, how will this economic standoff unfold? Well, only time will tell. Now, we've spoken about what Mexico is doing in terms of its retaliation. Let's focus on what China has said. The U.S. has imposed that additional 10% tariff on imports from China, citing issues like fentanyl as a pretext. But this move has sparked further tension because with China condemning the sanctions, calling them damaging to multilateral trade systems, despite U.S. accusations, China has maintained that it has strict anti-drug policies, including being the first nation to fully control fentanyl-related substances in the year 2019. Now, reports show that since then, the U.S. has not seized fentanyl from China. U.S. officials argue that China is the main source of precursor chemicals, but experts suggest that the real issue lies within the U.S., with ongoing domestic regulation challenges. Unilateral sanctions, Experts warn may undermine the World Trade Organization's principles and weaken global trade cooperation. And as tensions continue to rise, we're constantly talking about how trade tensions, mind you, might rise. China has called for multilateral solutions, pushing for closer collaboration to combat the global fentanyl crisis, stressing that the issue is not solely China's responsibility. Now, both countries, US and China, recently held anti-drug discussions, with China urging the United States to strengthen domestic regulations whilst promoting joint efforts.